Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, July 14, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tonight. You are born with a tremendous possibility of intelligence. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within, and that will guide you. Nobody else can guide you. Excuse me. Nobody else can become a model for your life because you are unique. This is your glory, your grandeur, that you are utterly irreplaceable, that you are just yourself and nobody else. Osha. See, it's interesting because all of us are absolutely perfect just the way we are. We don't need to do anything, have anything, be with anyone, or even reach some lofty dream goal to find perfection inside. The truth is that we are perfect because our inherent nature is divine. All the at the innermost core of every atom is perfection. This universe is the divine, perfect existence. We are part of this universe. So we are part of the perfection. Give in to this perfection, and you'll feel a whole heck of a lot better. The only reason that we may not experience this perfection every day is because the mind has been playing games with us. It has been comparing, judging, scheming, trying, and focusing obsessively on all the many flaws, problems, and imperfections it is imaging, imagining. Wake up and be aware. Even though the mind may believe in these imperfections, doesn't mean they exist. It's always your choice to live in this delusional reality of the mind or not. The perfection is always there, especially when the mind cannot see it. The mind can only perceive imperfections by narrowing its focus. And this focus stops it from seeing, feeling, and experiencing the greater whole. Once the mind completely surrenders to existence, then the perfection is realized. Once the mind completely surrenders to existence, then the perfection is realized. Yet, we must choose to dive all the way to the center of the mind, beneath our core beliefs that say we must do X, Y, Z to be loved, wealthy, healthy, and happy. The moment we undermine a core belief, we release it and instantly connect back with the perfection of existence. The mind narrows so that it can, in one moment, open up to the infinite universe, with you at its very center. The day you've transcended all your core beliefs, you'll be realizing the perfection has always been inside you, because you'll be seeing it everywhere on the outside. Everything is truly perfect. All positive and negative feelings, thoughts, and experiences are perfect in themselves. They are like colors on a palette. Each emotion has a different color, energy, and frequency to it. Wouldn't the world be a dull, sad place if we decided that half of the colors on the palette were not acceptable and got rid of them? What would this world be like if the color blue or green were blinded from our eyes? Just as the diversity of colors on this planet makes life exceptionally beautiful, so does our palette of feelings. Every experience we have contributes to the exquisite beauty and perfection of our life. There are many distractions that pull us from the truth of our divinity. If we are always fighting off negative thoughts or feelings, these inner demons take up our time, and we simply overlook the perfection of our divine essence. Remember, these inner saboteurs are perfect within the bigger picture. Any inner struggle against them is what is causing our suffering, and not the situation or person, which triggers the negative feelings. The secret is to know yourself intimately with all of your parts. Accepting whatever arises for you, be it joy, sadness, or anger, is absolutely perfect. Suffering only occurs when we try to resist, defend, hold on to, or change any feeling or thought passing through. If thoughts are like trains on train tracks, suffering would be standing on the tracks trying to stop one of them. If thoughts are like trains on train tracks, suffering would be standing on the tracks trying to stop one of them. Just allow the train to pass on by. Let your feelings and thoughts go. Just witness them as you would watching clouds moving across the clear blue sky. Every thought is to be welcomed, and none are to be feared or held on to. We hold on to a lot of thoughts, whether we are aware or not. If and when you get attached to someone, to one repetitive, stagnant thought, you eventually get wrapped up in the musty feelings that come with it. And the cycle of suffering begins. And yes, this too is perfect. Suffering is the one life lesson that is guaranteed to change the way we do life. After enough suffering, our ego becomes bored with all the drama and is eager to enjoy another new color on the palette. It has more awareness now and is completely ready for an expansive new state of mind. Everything in existence is so absolutely perfect. If you only knew a fraction of it, you'd never make another complaint again. The negative things you see and experience in this life are not negative in nature. The mind is always interpreting everything and labeling things as good and bad, experiencing this grand perfection around you and inside you. occurs the instant you transcend this labeling machine. When you finally relax into what exists beneath the mind, the walls come down, and you start seeing the perfection of existence. It's time to remove the veil of delusionment and start celebrating the perfection of who you truly are. Even when you just can't see it inside or outside your body, simply focus on the energy and quality of nature. Nature is perfect and will eventually open your eyes to it. Meditate on the perfection of all the animals, clouds, oceans, plants, the sky, stars in existence. This is what we are connected to on the most intimate levels. When we finally surrender to nature in our outer world, it's easy to find our divinity, our divinely perfect nature in our inner world. We could celebrate every day. We could start celebrating the perfection around us and inside us this week by jumping up and down every morning, shouting, "I'm perfect and so is this universe." You'd be amazed. You'd do this for a few minutes every morning this next week until you feel the joy within you spilling over and flooding your room. Use this jumping for joy technique anytime you're feeling stuck in a rut, closing your heart off in a relationship, shutting down emotionally, or judging yourself for any reason. Do not try to stop the heavy, hard feelings from arising. Allow them to rise and jump for joy that their departure is also part of the perfection. Every time you leap off the ground with joy, your sense of knowing this perfection inside you will grow. And one day, you will know in your heart of hearts that you are an absolutely perfect being in every way, who is the most magnificent light shining brightly onto this world. The highest phenomenon is when love is a state and not a relationship. Not that you are in love, but that you are love. The highest phenomenon is when love is a state and not a relationship. Not that you are in love, but that you are love. Osho. The love we talk about this isn't romantic love, although that's enjoyable. It's way beyond that. The vibration of love is a powerful thing to focus on. It is the ever-expanding force of energy that is continuously saying yes to this life. It loves dwelling on the positive aspects of life and having compassion for the negative. The vibration has a soft energy about it. And somehow, in the right situation, it has the most fierce, courageous strength as well. You will know when you are in it, when everything feels right, light, and good. And these feelings are deeply grounded in your body. The vibration of love is that which allows us to deeply relax and naturally exist in a sweet, vulnerable place that is empowered, open to receive and free. It is not controlling nor resisting life in any way. It is approaching, accepting, and approving of what is. Real love is eager to embrace others and listen to what is really going on beneath the surface. It only knows gentleness and kindness, only. Welcoming with an open, accepting heart the other's anxiety, sadness, and all of their fears. Love is not afraid of anything. It's like the sun, who is just meant to shine bright and give its warm light and life to the world. When we say yes to the vibration of love, we are saying yes to the relaxing, healing energy of acceptance. We are choosing to accept ourselves exactly as we are. Where we are in our life, and allowing any negative critical ideas that we have about ourselves are okay too. Love welcomes all, loves all, sees the good in all, takes in those hard, desperate thoughts of unworthiness, fault, lack, limitation, and treats them like little sweet orphan animals who just need a warm home and a big cozy hug. When your negative thoughts know they are okay and that they are lovable too, they will relax, soften, and let go. There is something so deeply beautiful when we say yes with our hearts to the vibration of love. Something magical happens inside the center of our being. It's as if the soul of our life catches on fire, starts blazing its way through life, through this life, with unstoppable pizzazz and joy. We feel totally alive, turned on by life, and excited about interacting with everyone. We just want to share this incredible experience with everybody because it's just too huge to contain. How often do we focus on the vibration of love? Practice focusing on the vibration of love. Practice feeling that yes in your body to energy of love. Say yes in each moment you can to letting in more and more love. You can do it. It's super fun. Look inside yourself. Be honest and find out what love feels like for you. Trust your body. Know that it cannot lie. I dare you to open your heart right now to letting in more love than may feel normal or even comfortable. Expand your old perceptions of yourself. Step into a new you. Welcome in this new being who is ready in every moment to welcome in life, letting in more and more and more joy. Give life the biggest yes that you've got inside. You're worth it. When you can get centered in real devotion to this vibration, you'll discover the most amazing, ridiculously beautiful, awesome life you could ever dream of. If we don't know how to forgive, how can we love? If we don't know how to forgive, how can we love? So you forgive everything and everyone. You forgive yourself. It's one of the most powerful things we can do. The art of forgiveness. How many of us are carrying a grudge against anybody, whether it's big or small? Many of us are clinging to a heavy shield around our heart that's weighing us down and negatively impacting us on many levels. By continuing to be angry or upset with somebody else because they have wronged you, only hurts you in the long run. Like attracts like. And when we hold on to feelings, how someone has hurt us, we're anchoring our energy in the past and attracting another victim-like scenario in the future. If we don't learn how to forgive and let go of the pain that's been done, it doesn't allow us to be fully open, available, alive, and present to this divine moment. Our being becomes tight, protected, and contracted when we cannot forgive people. The quicker we can learn to let go, the less time we spend in pain and suffering. The word forgiveness is derived from the word to give. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom and healing. When we give it to another person, we actually are giving this to ourselves. The act of forgiving another may not free the other person if they do not accept it, yet it will definitely liberate your energy. Even if the other person holds on to the past grudge all the way to their grave, you can still forgive them for not knowing how. You can still forgive anyone, anything. Our job is simply to let the past go, trust that everything is always in perfect divine order, and this universe never makes mistakes. Ever. Every act of harm unleashed is pure stimulation for our soul's awakening. The pain makes us wake up, recalibrate our life, and adjust our sails towards a bigger freedom. The judgments we tend to inflict upon ourselves force us to love ourselves even deeper. Every act of harm unleashed is pure stimulation for our soul's awakening. The pain makes us wake up, recalibrate our lives, and adjust our sails towards a bigger freedom. The judgments we tend to inflict upon ourselves force us to love ourselves even deeper. The wound inside us creates a womb where a new life can be formed. We must choose then to give birth to something inside us that is more loving, healing, and creative. We must choose to also forgive ourselves for anything that is less than love. When we do forgive ourselves, we instantly feel a great lightness that opens our chest, spreads all throughout our body. It is a powerful path to healing that is always available to choose in every moment of our lives. Every day we have the option to let go of our pride, let in the love, or hold on tighter and be right about something unfair or wrong. If you want to become a more sensitive, humble, and deeply loving human being, you must choose to learn the response of forgiveness and compassion. Softening our ego is perhaps the most empowering and enlightening action we can do, as it puts us directly in contact with our soul. If and when we are ready to experience this amazing power of forgiveness today, then you can follow the basic forgiveness steps. Always recognize your attachment to your story. When you hold on to a grudge, you're actually holding on to the story about what happened along with heavy feelings attached to your story. When you fully feel those heavy feelings that arise when you think about your story, you then can move through them and underneath them. Be curious about what is there underneath your feelings, as it will be something you never thought of before. Notice how you played your part in the drama and take responsibility for the role you stepped into. When you understand what the payoff of benefit you received by playing this role, no matter how horrible it was, you can then let go of the pattern completely. We all have these repressed feelings. In other words, we push them in a closet, and we keep pushing them as far back as we can get them. When someone mistreats or hurts us, we may either express this pain or repress it. If you were taught to repress your feelings, put on a brave face, go on with our life, you'll have many heavy feelings inside you rotting away at your core. All repressed feelings fester deep inside of us, cause us to continue to carry a burden about this life, about relationships, people, and the world. First step in forgiving is letting go of these heavy feelings, allowing them to turn into lighter feelings. There are many techniques that can help us release pent-up emotions from the past. One simple way you can do this on your own is emotional release journaling. You just write about the past event without censoring it. Write from your emotional place. Keep writing until you have emptied everything out. Do not read it once you have finished. Wait a few days or weeks before you read it. You can burn what you have journaled and proclaim out loud, I let this go. If and when your repressed emotions are very strong or feel overwhelming, it may be best to get the support of a trained professional to help you let them go. Continuously choose forgiveness. In every moment you have, once you release that holding on to the past only harms you, you can consciously choose to let it go instead of returning to resentment. Choosing forgiveness is a constant process. This means you will always choose to feel feelings of lightness, freedom, and healing from the past event. Once you have decided to forgive someone, visualize the person in front of you. Say it out loud to them. I forgive you completely for what happened. I love you and thank you for the lesson. Please forgive me for what I've done. Notice how it feels just reading this proclamation in your body. By stating this message out loud, you create an instant energetic shift in your body. The person can be on the phone, in the room, or simply there in your mind. If and when you do this in your mind, the secret is that it must feel real to you. It must feel real to you. You will be amazed of how this declaration starts opening up your entire world in ways you've never dreamed were possible. You'll soon see how it sparks the manifestation of more positive and desired experiences into your life. If you could only keep quiet, clear of memories and expectations, you would be able to discern the beautiful pattern of events. It is your restlessness that causes chaos. Nisargadatta Maharaj. One of the greatest transformations that you can experience is meditating on the nature of the mind. Through months of internal investigation, closely watching how the mind works, why it thinks what it thinks, how it tends to repeat itself, then you begin understanding the great manifesting mystery of life on a more intimate and spiritual level. You notice every day that no matter what you would do, your mind continues on this deep, relentless search for truth, love, joy, pleasure, and happiness. No matter how satisfied you may be that day, hour, or minute before, the mind returned to its old habit of yearning for something more. There's only one direction it wanted to go: to evolve, grow, expand, improve, and then how to find ways to become more satisfied. You may realize that your mind may even want to understand itself better, thinking that if it found a richer understanding of itself, then this would finally lead to more happiness and real satisfaction. This is how convoluted the mind is. It will believe anything. You also may notice that when you feel sad, lethargic, depressed, or just wanted to give up on manifesting your dream life, the mind still continues its perpetual search. The mind will always continue its perpetual search for some form of happiness, just on another level. The more often that you would sit back from the mind and watch it, you realize how deeply programmed it is, and that there's really nothing that can be done about it. The mind is on a sacred holy quest devoted to this grand divine search at the core program. It cannot be interested in being content, relaxed, rested, or supremely at peace. It prefers to be entertained by something interesting, deep, sparkly, rich, tempting, or maybe an idea that would make it feel loved, special, or important. The mind doesn't have the capacity to rest forever in a state of happiness, because if it did, we would not evolve. Think about it. What if the mind was totally satisfied? What would happen to your world? Would you even look deeper into this question at all? Would you care about anything of any real meaning in this life? If so, why would you? Throughout our entire lives, this seeking mechanism is one machine we cannot turn off. Nor would we want to. We simply have to be deeply aware that this perpetual seeking machine is always running. The divine design of this mind is perfect, and we simply need to understand its perfection if we are to really enjoy this life and find our spiritual journey here. We need to understand first that desire is not the cause of suffering. Rather, it's our attachment to desire which holds us to the state of anxiety. To be able to rest, relax, and enjoy the radiant, healing, golden energy from the great spiritual light from within is absolute bliss. Our mind has been embedded for centuries with this ancient, unsatisfied program for one very wonderful reason. A great creativity and manifesting fire gets ignited when we believe the grass is greener, richer, softer, and more lush in the neighbor's yard. Sure, the mind can get crazy and start thinking the neighbors must be smarter, happier, more enlightened because they have a greener grass. Chances are high that the neighbors don't actually have greener grass than you. But you can't tell that truth to the seeking, desiring mind. Good news is that an enormous fire of desire is lit when we see that we just don't have it all. The mind is a genius at believing whatever it wants to believe is true. It can only see a fraction of the whole truth. It cannot contain the entire universal truth all the time. The mind cannot contain the entire universal truth all the time. It would be out of a job. If it had that knowledge, it's a master at inventing super creative stories about our limitations in this world, which fill us up with this amazing experience called insecurity. These wonderful insecure feelings are perfectly designed to push us onto our spiritual path. They provoke us to dig deeper. So we stop functioning in automatic robot mode and find real purpose for being alive. Your security causes you to drop the mind games. So you start stocking and stoking your real spiritual fire, unleashing your deepest motivation, your highest inspiration, and your richest creativity inside. Unless you become a Buddha, which means enlightened one, enlightened being, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of life, the great music of existence. You will not know the celestial celebration that goes on and on and on. You will not know the dance of the stars. This bliss is for you. All these flowers, all these songs, and all these stars are for you. You are entitled to miracles. We were all born to evolve, expand our consciousness, and eventually become awakened Buddhas. A Buddha simply means one who has stopped sleeping, enlightened one, woken up, one who is aware, self-realized, and living fully in the now. It's perhaps the easiest and most natural way we can experience this life. Yet it means we have to unlearn everything we believe to be the reason why we are here. To stimulate the enlightened path in our lives, we really do need to create more space and room to grow. We need to feel the lack of something and experience the great emptiness that is all around us. This is empty. This empty feeling is always available, inherent within each desire that comes from the mind. To reach the enlightened state, we must choose to dive into the mind. Let it go. We must choose to let the mind believe that the neighbor's grass is greener than our own, and realize how ridiculous it is to be comparing grass in the first place. We must choose to notice all the places in our lives where we are comparing ourselves with others, with people we look up to, saying that they have something we don't. We must choose to allow the mind to be brimming with jealousy, full with desire, so much that it all implodes into this fantastic empty universe that is exploding with life. If we allow the mind to do what it does, it will eventually invent some fantastic, new, organic, healthier way to grow better grass, and one day have greener grass than the neighbors. With a glorious new imagined goal and destination to be entertained by, the mind can provoke us to expand our consciousness. Playing its endless games within games, inside of itself, just for the pure discovery. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out from the mouth. The mind is a vehicle to discover the divine. There is no suffering when there is no attachment to the thoughts, feelings, the body, or to your mind. When you see the mind is your friend, your number one vehicle that takes you from one experience to another, you stop treating it like a dumb soldier or slave. As you respect the mind and the life stream that is floating behind it, you see that there is only divine peace, lightness, and oneness to be found. Watch the mind as you relax your body. Drop into the most profound restful feeling you have ever had in your life, and notice how your mind behaves. Just notice. Do not judge. Just watch this amazingly powerful machine go to work. The most amazing things start happening when the mind is completely at ease. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. And Saturday, July 15th, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest, high, deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. No matter what's going on around you,